Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pia, back and fresh off of a much-needed vacation. And with me, my man, Scott Bogman, who covered me while I was out drinking butter beer till I couldn't stand anymore, or to the diabetes kicked in. Scott Bogman, good to see you. Today's going to be a good day. You know why, Scott Bogman? Because at some point today, Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson are going to win Rookie of the Year awards, and my pockets are going to get much fatter. That's why today's a good day. And of course, I get to spend time with you. How's it going, buddy?
Good. Yeah. Ready to rock and roll on this Monday Night Football game. A lot of fun. Steelers just 6-3, like everybody predicted, of course. So you sent me a meme.
The perfect meme.
It really is. It's John Daly in his loud clothes, smoking a cigarette right in front of Tiger Woods, and it says Pittsburgh Steelers, and then it says Miami Dolphins 6-3. As Tiger Woods.
See it on my phone there. There it is. Yeah. There's the meme. Perfect. Look at that. See, we're always ready with things here on the program. But I did that same meme where it was people taking running backs in the first round, and I was John Daly taking wide receivers for 3 straight rounds. So guess what? Uncle Joe was right about that one too. But we got a fun game tonight, I think. The Denver Broncos, certainly more. Yeah, Denver Broncos, Buffalo Bills, certainly more fun than Thursday. We took off Thursday because I was off Thursday, and I didn't want to make Bogman do that terrible, horrible game by himself. So this is a game here where the Buffalo Bills, we talk about them on the Look At show today, by every metric, a very good football team. And yet you watch them, and it's often frustrating. So they are kind of
that meme actually should have been Pittsburgh Steelers smoking a cigarette at 6-3, and then the Bills at 5-4.
That's probably more like it. Yeah, scheduling exactly. Does matter. Scheduling absolutely matters. But of course, we're going to break down the game, break down the props. If you've got questions, drop them in the chat. We love to hear from all of you and hang out with you. And while you're dropping little comments in the chat, you could win this. If you want a chance to win a free or not, maybe you can't win this. If you want a chance to win a free premium 1-year subscription to Betting Pros, your place to start betting smarter, not harder, you need to subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel right now. Comment below on this video, and that's it. We'll be announcing the winner right here on the channel, so make sure you turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes drop, and if you are the winner, so you can claim your prize. I'm always so good with that transition. And then for some reason, I keep clicking it.
Yep.
I'm clicking it. Maybe I double clicked it. Did I click it too much? Was I too anxious and excited? I don't know. But regardless, here we are. The Denver Broncos, 7.5-point underdogs, -110 over at BetMGM. You can get -105 on the -7.5 over at Buffalo and DraftKings. 48 is the under at PointsBet at -110. The over at 47.5 at -105 on FanDuel. And if you like the Denver Broncos on the money line at +310, you can get that at FanDuel. So let's talk about this. The Denver Broncos have been playing better of late. I don't think it's an accident that it also coincides with Javonte Williams actually touching the football, which has been a good thing for this offense, generally speaking. The defense also, since that Chiefs game 3 weeks ago, really picked up steam a little bit. They're coming off the bye, so here we go. What do you think of the Denver Broncos here, the Buffalo Bills, in this contest tonight?
Well, by the way, you look at these teams. Have you seen their record against the spread? Because Buffalo is 3-6, and Denver is 2-5-1. So both these teams against the spread have been pretty terrible. I'm going to take the points here in this game. I'm going to take the Broncos coming off a bye. The Bills are a little banged up on defense as well. Obviously, Trey White to the IR. I think Benford is out in this game. Bernard is highly questionable. Micah Hyde, I think, is out as well. So, they're banged up in the secondary. And I know it's a road game. There's going to be a little bit of wind. Nothing that should really impact stuff in this game, but a little bit of cold weather, but both these teams can handle that stuff. So I'm going to take the Broncos. Give me the points and give me a lot. Then the total's so good. I'm usually good with the totals. I just don't like this one. I'll take the under.
You're taking the under. I'm going to see your Denver Broncos, and I'm going to raise you a money line. That's right. I'm doing it again.
Wow. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. And here's why. It's the Javonte Williams factor. I think this is a different Denver Broncos team. I think this Denver Broncos team had some difficulties in the opening of the season. New culture, new thing. Everyone's trying to, buy in all this stuff. I think it's starting to go in the right direction. The effort levels they gave against the Chiefs was extraordinary, I thought. And then as they've gone on these last few weeks, it feels like they're starting to get a little bit of momentum here. And the Buffalo Bills, there's something about this team, Boggs. And it's frustrating because, as I mentioned before, the metrics are all there. Everything's there that they should be a playoff team, should be a good team. And I think they will be. And next week they play the Jets. And that game right now, the early line on that is 7. And that's absurd because I don't even know if the Jets can score points anymore. Like it has gotten so bad there. So I'm already all over the Bills no matter what happens tonight. But that 3-1 is so tempting, Boggs. Standalone Monday Night Football game. I think Denver keeps this one close enough. And I think they pull a rabbit out of their hat. I think you see sugar high Josh Allen make a mistake or two that he shouldn't make. And next thing you know, the Denver Broncos go ahead and win this football game. So I'm going all the way. Bogman is being more responsible. You should listen to Bogman because the better bet is absolutely taking the points here with the Denver Broncos. I endorse that decision. But I'm going to go the other way on this one and push it a little bit further. Actually, same way. I'm just going all the way down the dead end street. I'm at the dead end street. There's the, it's like the end of Halloween. I've eaten all the candy. I'm at the street. It's middle of the night. It's dark.
You're ready to be slaughtered by the crazy murderer. Yeah. I see it. Okay. I get it.
I've asked for it. And that crazy murderer is either Sean Payton or Russell Wilson tonight. One of those two. But look, I again, it's if the Bills go out there and handle their business and look great tonight, that'll be the first time I feel like all year I felt that way. Like I can't endorse the Bills full throated because I just don't feel like they've been.
They have not played. It feels like they have not played a wholly complete game yet.
You know what it feels like, Boggs?
This could be it.
They feel like they play tight.
Yeah.
Like a team that has a lot of expectations that has never lived up to the hype yet. And it feels like it's taken its toll on them. And I think that happens to teams when you don't get to the big dance, when you're always that bridesmaid and you see people tightening up. I think the Bills are tight. And I think the Denver Broncos are not.
Describe the Bills as a franchise. So
yes, but there was a couple years ago when Josh Allen was fresh and young, and then we went to all these, playoff games against the Chiefs.
Hey there, Mustang Arm.
But I feel like there was a renewed sense of Buffalo Bills fandom was saying to themselves, this is different. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to disappoint us. It's not going to leave us at the altar. And next thing you know, you paid for all the catering and now you're sitting here and you're playing the Denver Broncos and you're hoping that you don't lay an egg. So
you're eating finger sandwiches for the next month because they're already paid for. So
and they're delicious. So there you have it, everybody. Our take on the games tonight. Again, the over-under, I'm kind of with Boggs. I'm staying away from it. It feels about right. If anything, I might go the over here slightly because I do think if I'm looking for Denver to win, I'm looking for Denver to score enough points here to make that happen. That's the story I'm telling. So obviously the Bills can always do their part, but we shall see what happens. We're going to get to the props in just a moment. Again, if you got comments, drop them in the chat. And in case you didn't know, you better call somebody. We've got a new show here going on as well right here on the program. And that show is the NBA show here live stream, which is Wednesday and Friday NBA Best Bets Live right here on our Betting Pros YouTube channel. That's right. If you haven't checked this out already, check it out. Wednesdays and Fridays. You can remember that. We've got our boy Matt Modi going through stuff here, going through the games, going through the best bets, setting you up just like we do. So make sure you go check it out on Wednesday and Friday, our new NBA show. And it's not me, it's StreamYard, because I clicked that one right, and there was a delay on that too.
I saw it. By the way, Rockets, 6 wins in a row, Joe. They got blown out on opening night by 30 by Orlando, and I was like, here we go again. And then they lost the next 2, and they won 6 straight. Just beat the champs, just beat Denver as well. So I'm very excited about my Rockets this year.
I'm glad you're excited about the Rockets. That's good. It's good to be excited about things.
Yeah, maybe a playoff team. Let's go.
Maybe a playoff team. Well, you're coming off that Diamondback victory, that's going all the way to the World Series. That's a big win.
I'm still hurting, but yes, it was a great year for the D-backs for sure.
It was a great year. All right, let's get to the props for tonight. Let's start with my boy Javonte Williams. Life is too short for the unders, so I assume we're talking overs here.
Yeah, I'm going with overs for Javonte on his rushing yards, which is 55.5, and it's minus 115. And the receptions is 2.5, and it's even money. Our guy Deepak Chona listed him as a 100% recovered from this knee at this point in the season. I've talked about this on a couple shows, so forgive me for repeating if you've already heard this. But the last 2 weeks also 15 and then 27 carries, which is what you were talking about. Just the usage has gone up and up and up. Buffalo is a decent defense, but if he has that volume, it's hard to see him not getting 55.5 rushing yards against anyone. And highest snap percentage of the year for Javonte in his last game before the bye. He's gone 3+ receptions in 4 of 7 games so far this season. So I think both of those, the 55.5 rush yards and the 2.5 receptions, they're two of my favorite bets of the week. And the rushing yards I've had all over the place, been talking about it all week. So that's one I really, really like.
Yeah, look, it's been a very positive trend line here for Javonte Williams the last few weeks. The carry numbers have gone up, the yardage totals have gone up. It's what we were kind of duped into, I feel like, in September and October, where we thought, oh, he's really healthy. All these reports are really good. He looks good in preseason. And then it was breaks.
Yeah, we're using miracle. The word miracle is out there a lot, which gets annoying. But yeah, I mean,
well, I guess it was no miracle after all. I guess it was just old fashioned. Let's just wait and we're going to do what we always do. So a little annoying there, but here we are. We finally made it here. And Javonte Williams on these 2 overs makes a lot of sense to me. Let's go to another guy too, Courtland Sutton, who seems to have become the favorite, especially in the red zone area of Russell Wilson. So let's talk about his total tonight. That number is at 44.5. You're going over or under that one?
I'm going to go over that one as well. And this is for Sutton. He's still the first look in this offense. Buffalo is middle of the road in coverage grade and pass defense. They did trade for Rasul Douglas, which is nice, but he's already played against Denver in week 7. And the Broncos were 3 for 3 when targeting him in that game. And he's allowed all of his targets to be caught. And 5 of his last 6 games, 5 of in his last game, excuse me, I keep tripping over the sentence. He allowed 5 of 6 targets to be caught. So yes, Rasul Douglas is a nice upgrade, but it's still a leaky factory here for them. And I think that Sutton could hit this on a couple catches. He's not the biggest play guy, but this is part of the problem with Buffalo recently has been some of the tackling. So I think Courtland Sutton can easily pass that one. And it's -115, so a decent juice as well.
When I was with the kids in Harry Potter world, we did go to the Leaky Cauldron, not the Leaky Factory necessarily. I think that's a different place. But did go to the Leaky Cauldron, which was fun. I had a pumpkin juice, which was delicious, which is really just, I think it's apple cider beer with a little bit of pumpkin spice or something in it. Oh. No, it wasn't alcoholic, but But
you talking about butterbeer before. I don't know.
Well, I was drinking the butterbeers. There's 2 kinds. You can have the regular or you can have the slushy frozen kind.
Are you guys ready to see Joe be ashamed of me? I have seen 0 Harry Potter movies.
That
never read the book either.
The books are great. The movies are very good. Books are great. I think that's the level of things.
Isn't J.K. Rowling like garbage or something? Isn't she a bad person?
But it's a lot of garbage. Picasso is a garbage person. Doesn't mean I can't appreciate a painting.
Okay.
It's like, this whole thing. It's like,
I just didn't know if she was canceled. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is
I'm too old. I was too old for it when it came out.
So was I.
I was still, well, yeah.
But I read them anyway.
And I also don't have kids. So,
well, the funny thing is, because you're a big nerd, I just assumed that this would be in your nerddom, but I understand. It's more like,
I didn't watch Lord of the Rings until like 5 years ago. I had never seen
That's even more shocking. Let's get to some more shocking props here. So Sutton over 44.5, Javonte overs. Let's go to Kalo Shakir because this was a question here in the chat. Let me pull it up here. I know it's in there somewhere. JB asked for it. JB, there we go. How do you feel about Kalo Shakir? He called him Shakir, which is, by the way, not his name. In the over yards, the slot usage for the Bills is always a big part of their game. Look, last time we saw the Bills, a lot of Dalton Kincaid, too. So what do you think about Kalo Shakir and some of his props that are out there tonight?
Well, this is good because, Knox still down and Shakir has been getting more and more targets and a higher snap percentage. He was over 60% of the snaps in his last 2 games when he didn't clear 40% before that. And this is, I know Quentin Morris was also banged up. So, but they've been going to 3 wide receiver sets more often than using those 2 tight end sets. So with Dawson Knox down, so Kincaid is the only tight end on the field. Shakir's on the field more, which means he just gets more and more. So I just think that there's going to be looks here. If we think this is a tight game, like Joe and I kind of think it's going to be, I like Denver. He likes Denver straight up. So maybe Buffalo is throwing the ball, and they're a pass first team anyway, even with James Cook, even adding Lenny, they are a pass first team. So
I think this is out of love, but I got to bring up this comment.
Yeah,
first of all, they got your name wrong. First of all, Bowman.
That's got to be an autocorrect.
I love your trading cards in the mid 90s, by the way, Scott Bowman. Looks like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. I will say this. You do have that beard and the demeanor of like a Gimli type. Like if you were like, I think that would be your class if you were to choose.
I mean, I'm taller than Joe, guys, and you call me a dwarf here?
Are you?
Aren't
I don't know. I'm 5'8". Where are you?
Yeah, no, you're not 5'8". You're 5'6", and because I'm 5'9", but I'm really 5'7". So Welsh, we haven't been in a room together, but Welsh tells me I'm like an inch or two taller than you, because he has been in the room with both.
But I'm also bald and you wear a hat, so I think that's it gives you another inch of tall.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'll let you have at it. Now that you've seen Lord of the Rings, what class would I be in if you were in the dwarf class?
Remember the classes of
would I be a hobbit? I do love to cook and drink and eat. My feet are not hairy though, so I don't know.
We both be wizards smoking that pipe all day and just having a great time. I think that's what we'd be doing.
I'm definitely gonna make that pirate ship with the smoke.
I don't know, but are the trolls the one that asked for second and third breakfast? I don't know, because I might be one of those
hobbits
guys
get
too.
second and third.
Yeah, probably a hobbit.
Trolls are hobbits. Damn it, they're hobbits. Oh, this guy. Yeah, but you can't do that. It's a double standard of nerd. You can't look down at people.
I don't look down at people.
Star Wars stuff the way you're like, well, sorry, I didn't to offend you. By the way, the ratings have gone up. More people are watching since we started talking about
since we started arguing about if we're dwarfs or hobbits. Yeah. Thank you, Swift. Appreciate that.
I'm not an elf. I definitely am not an elf.
Yeah, and I did not take offense, Swift.
Swift, we love you. We're kidding. It's autocorrect. I know that he's not apologizing for calling you a dwarf. He's just apologizing for misspelling your name. That's the difference.
You know what? That is the respectful thing to do, though. So
it is.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry I spelled your name wrong, but I'm not sorry that I called you a troll. So.
This is our kind of people. All right, let's go on the defensive side. I know we always like to talk about a defensive prop as well. And then I see a lot of Jaleel McLaughlin questions, so we'll try to get that one in as well.
So Jaleel McLaughlin, just to get that out of the way real quick, because of Javonte Williams moving up in the snap percentage, McLaughlin went way down. I mean, I think he was 11% of the snaps last week or 2 weeks ago, coming before the bye. Yes. So it was Javonte at 63, P. Ryan at 24, and McLaughlin was down to 11%. Now, I love McLaughlin. I think he is a great running back. I think he would be, like, if you put him in Minnesota right now, he's easily the number one back. It's not even a question.
I don't disagree with that. I think you're right about that. But I think it's Javonte's backfield. And for Mr. Sparkles who's joining us, we're the over on the receiving props.
Yeah, over on the rushing yards, on the rushing props and the receptions. Yeah,
2.5 is a small number in case you're just joining us here too. Also, Roger Long says, wow, I'm 6'2". I think I'm average. What are you average for Scandinavia?
Yeah, you're a giant. What are you talking about, Roger? You're huge.
Stop. Stop it. Let's get to the defensive prop here. What do you have for the people?
My defensive prop here is Andy Singleton over 8.5. Alex Singleton, excuse me, over 8.5 tackles plus assists. It's -140. And there was one game this year that the Bills opponent didn't have a middle linebacker that got 8.5 plus tackles and assists. And that was against Jacksonville, when Jacksonville had the ball for 34 minutes or 37 minutes. It was like 21 minutes of possession for Buffalo. So the Jacksonville defense was never on the field. If you think this is going to be better than that, which I would expect it to be closer to 50-50, maybe it's in the Bills' favor. But I still think that Alex Singleton, being the 100% snap middle linebacker for the Broncos, is going to clear this. So that's my favorite defensive prop of the day, even though the Bills The Bills get some sacks and the Broncos give them, but the Broncos line is not good, but the Bills rotate their linemen so much. I don't feel like I trust one very much.
No, that's a really good point. The rotation makes it a lot harder to invest in. The Juice wants to know Jaleel over 1.5 receptions at plus 155. That to me is so low. 2 catches for him. It's doable. I think it's doable. I think it's okay because
I think anything from
getting plus money there.
I think most things for McLaughlin are doable for him because he's
that one in particular. I mean, 1.5 at plus money.
Right. He has such burst that, you put the ball in his hands and he can eat up these yards, especially when they're low totals because of the snap percentages. But I'm just, letting you guys know he had 8 snaps in the last game total. So if he's touching the ball in all those snaps, that's great. But if he has, 10 and only touches it 5 times, it's just, you don't get those hacks. These other guys that we've mentioned today, we know they're on the field. Javante's on the field.
Right. It's not like Max Crosby. It's not like those guys we talked about who in the recent weeks were like, yeah, we're going over on this one or that one. It's a very different situation here. For anytime touchdown scores, you got Diggs over on FanDuel at minus 110, Allen at plus 105, James Cook at plus 130, Javonte Williams at plus 150, then Dalton Kincaid plus 185. Cortland Sutton's my favorite at 200. There's your sweet spot. I feel like plus 200 is perfection there. You put that
Kincaid
bad boy.
Is not bad at plus 185. It's not my favorite. I like plus 200, but I
learned my lesson last week too. If I'm investing in a team for an upset, idiot, don't invest in the other team.
Just said. Yeah.
So thank you for reminding me. Anytime.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Andrew. But yeah, so Cortland Sutton, Denver Broncos upset. You put those bad boys together, you get plus 699, by the way, over on FanDuel. So that's the story I'm telling, and that's the story we've been telling here. Just to recap, Javonte Williams over 55.5 rush yards, minus 115. Also over 2.5 receptions at plus 100. Great number there. Cortland Sutton over 44.5 receiving yards at minus 115. Kalo Shakir, who I got to tell you, Boggs, when we were doing scouting and stuff like that for dynasty leagues, Shakir was the guy that popped to me, and I stashed him in a dynasty league. And I was like, I'm waiting on this guy. I feel like at some point it's going to happen for him. And I feel like it might be starting to happen. We're going the over 35.5 receiving yards at minus 115. Alex Singleton over 8.5 tackles plus assists at minus 140. Question for Shakir and Kincaid. Does the combination of those two guys starting to emerge, does that hurt Gabe Davis in your opinion?
See, the thing is it's musical chairs between those 3 guys. It's Diggs and another guy every single game. And that is the risk that we play here. Which is why I don't like the reception prop for Shakir. I'd rather take the yards because he can slip a tackle and get the majority of these yards in 2 or 3 catches. So it's always Diggs in somebody. Does it hurt Davis? It should. With these guys emerging, it should. But we just saw Davis 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago have an enormous game. The one time I didn't pick him to have the over yardage, he has it. So, I expect him to have a great game because I didn't pick him at all this week. So,
and Roger, who's all the way up there at 6'2", average Roger.
Yeah, good old average Roger. Injured. Yeah, change that to Roger average instead of Roger Long, please.
I don't know. What do you think the average height of a man is in America?
In America, I think it's 5'10". Yeah.
Average height for a man is, let's see, 5'9".
5'9".
So there you go. 5 foot.
What I tell everyone I am. So there you go.
So I'm just average everywhere. You can follow us obviously over here. Make sure you drop all your comments below. We want to know what you're in on. And if you are in on some fun stuff, we're going to bet it too. And also, don't forget, make sure to check out our NBA show live on Wednesdays and Fridays right here on the channel, as well as dropping the comments below and subscribing to the Betting Pros channel, because then you can win a 1-year free premium upgrade. We just gave one away today. We're giving another one away this week. Let that be you. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. Enjoy your Monday Night Football. Go Broncos!
Soya.
Nay.